Good morning and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ads Metal Detecting. I'm Ads, and on today's video you'll see that we're back somewhere very familiar. I've been invited back up. If you remember, I'll put the video just here, it's just here. It is the weekend that we came on. We found 6 hammers and they all came off that field just behind me, just there. I'm just in this field here. If you see those houses just behind there, I was parked up there. So if you watch it, you'll remember. Now there's a moated site just over that way. Obviously we're not allowed to detect on there, that's where everybody camped before, but I've been kindly invited up here by Steve, Southlink Searcher, and we're back on these fields. So I'm very excited today. We're going to go out. The fields have not been ploughed, they've been turned over, rolled and set, so they're very nice and flat, and we're going to see what was left. 6 hammers came up, 3 on the first day. I went back later on in the afternoon on the second day and found another 3. That was on that field there, so that's where I'm going to concentrate, I hope, anyway. And then this field as well, but this is a medieval market site, and I'm not joking. 200 plus, maybe 300 hammers have come off these fields over a period of time. And just hear that, it's just the traffic going by, but as I say, we're back here. I can't wait to get started. As always, we're sponsored by Dragon Detecting, so for all your detecting needs, and to get 10% off motor items, that's Dragon's Detecting's logo just there, and that's the code, which is AMD10. You can also use that at Relics MD and at Swing and Dig Detectors to get you 10% off at both those 2 stores as well. Now, Detectorville is approaching rapidly. My goal that I set with Jordan was to get to 1,000 by the summer, by Detectorville. So if you could help, that would be absolutely fantastic. So please subscribe, please support the channel, please help me to grow the channel, because if we can get to 1,000, I'm going to do it live. Well, I say live, I'm going to do it from the tent. I'm going to do the setup live from Jordan's tent at Detectorville. So that would be absolutely fantastic. I've kept you far too long. I'm going to get you onto the first hole, so I'll see you in a second, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in a second. Right guys, just thought we would go live till the first signal, just on this line. This is where we left off last time, when we got the 6 hammers. So we're just walking in this line down here. Thought we'd see what our first signal will be, and I expect it to be a low one. Mainly what they were coming up were little farthings, cut halves, cut quarters. I just have to remember just to slow myself down a little tiny bit. A little bit, so you don't want to be missing. I was wondering what that first target may be, whether you will get a banger. Fairly quiet at the moment, but I will be surprised if we don't pull a hammer off here. Be really surprised. 6 last time. And we only spent half the second day, not even half the second day here last time. I think last time I was here I was on a really low sensitivity as well. I was on like, I want to say 23, 24 maybe. So we're a bit higher today. 28 we're running at. The anticipation building up for this first target. I'm going to stay live for you though. It's been a couple of minutes though. Stay live until we get that first dig. Get that first signal, get that first dig out of the way. Taking longer than I thought. Too low. Too low. I'm just going to move slightly across here. Always move back. Low numbers is what we're looking for on here. Little farthings, cut quarters, cut halves. Coming up really low numbers when we were here last time. I think the lowest one that came up was a 5.6. Sure, I'll look back on it just to make sure. It's not a great signal, that one. It's likely not to be what we think, but it's a low number. First target. Maybe a bit of can, but they do come up low numbers. Where have we gone? Let's follow that. So I'm sure it was out. The old-fashioned method, is it in this bit here? No. So we are down in this part here. Right, that's our first target. Bit of nothing, but it's the sort of sizes we're looking for. But we've been live for a bit. I'm going to switch you off. We'll get back to some normal digging. I'll see you as soon as we find something. And it's had to be expected. We're around in this area. You can probably see it just there. 29s, 30s. It's a good old faithful Gosberton bullet. We can never escape them, but it's good to know we're in the right place for them. On to the next. Right guys, we're onto a coin. Not one I'd expect. Just down there, look, you'll see it. VDIs. 17s. It's just this one. which looks a little bit different to me. Let's have a clean up and see what we've got. Right guys, so little sixpence just here. It's 1947. Just there, which will be George the VI. We just see his bust over that side, look. There we go. And just over there, we've got the date there, look, 1947 sixpence. But it's our first coin of the day. It's a shame it's not a little bit older and been silver, but it's a coin nonetheless, a little sixpence. Let's carry on and see what else we can find. You can't ignore these low numbers, but unfortunately these give out the same signal and the same sort of basically you're going to dig a lot of these in the hunt for those, so we're going to have quite a collection of these, I would have thought, by the end of it. So let's keep going. Just thought I'd show you that, because we've got a plane going over. Got to show you the stuff that you might have to dig to get through to those little hammers. On to the next. Right guys, it's been a long old day. My expectations were dampened because we weren't finding anything. I think just down here we're on to hammered. I could be wrong. I think it's a tiny little farthing, but I could be completely wrong. I've only had a quick look at it, but let's have a quick shifty here. 12s, 13, 14s, and this is all I've seen. Just that bit. Now I could be completely wrong. I can't see anything that tells me it's hammered just yet. I'm going to give it a quick clean up, and let's keep us fingers crossed. Oh, absolutely. Can you just see that? Just coming through. Now guys, let me get you in focus. There we go. There we go. So it looks to me, it's like a little farthing or halfpenny. It's Edward that's just on there. The back, look, we can see long cross. It is like it's been hit just here and obviously clipped, but there we go, hammered, and it's in really good condition. I wish this were full, because look at the condition there. Look at that. We can see the bust in full just there, and then just around the outside you should be able to see EDW just there. That's really, really nice. And on the back, let's see, that's even in really good condition. Civitas, does that say Lon? I think we've got Lon, so it's a London Mint. And at a guess, being on the field, I would say this is a farthing. Absolutely tiny, whisper thin, low numbers, but we have a hammered. And it's been a long time coming today. The main reason to come here, because we're on the medieval market site. Look at that, absolutely stunning, absolutely brilliant. Back on the hammered, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Let's get some pictures. I can just feel the wind starting to pick up again, like when we were out on the Roman site. But that is absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. I was having my hammered today. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to see if we can get any more. It was 6 last time, we're only on 1, and we're more than half the day gone. Absolutely stunning. Right guys, down there we are deep coin, but it's not what I was expecting. Just down there, you just see it there, beady eyes, solid 34, and it's this, a little spendable 20p piece. So it just shows you when that little farthing's just come up, which was not so deep I don't think, and then this just shows you how much it gets mulched around. But a coin's a coin, at least with this one we can spend it, so I'll put that in the box when we get back. But coin's a coin. On to the next. Just there is a good old faithful little Gosberton bullet. There we go. That's 2 for today. Another find though, another bullet. I've had lots of those over the last couple of episodes. We really are back in this area, you can tell. But it's another find, so let's move on. Another target just down there. Little green thing you can just see in that hole there. 17s, 18s. We thought we're onto a coin. Just there, all blank with the shank. The shank is there, look. It just goes to show you that there is still big targets to find in these fields. Now, it might not be the most productive day, but that is a nice little find. Let's carry on and see if there's anything else before we finish up. And there we go, we're not too far away. There's another coin. We found 2 in a day. Bet you can't guess what it is now. 38, 39, 40. And it's just that one, which is another spendable 20p. We're up to 40p for the day. If you'd have told me when I was returning to this market site that we would get 2 20p pieces, I would have thought you were joking. 1993. So there we go, 2 20p pieces for the day. I'm pretty sure we're not far off what a Freddo costs nowadays. Anyway, it's another find. Coin's a coin. Carry on. Right guys, it's just going to be a short roundup today, not massive of finds. We've got the good old Gosberton bullets, so we've got the 3 of those there. You know, I think last 2 episodes are up to about 14, 15, and there might be a couple more knocking about. We've got this big old juicy button that was found just finishing off, and if that's been found, other things have been missed previously, so it's quite exciting that there's potentially more and more stuff out there. We've got the 2 spendable 20p, almost enough for a Freddo. Not quite, I don't think. Inflation has took hold, but 40p, 2 20p. Little 6p, 1947. Just there, if we've zoomed in. There we go. 1947. Little 6p. Just hearing that, I'm at the side of a road, and there's no way for me to disguise tractors going past. But there's the pièce de résistance, the find of the day for me. Look at that, lovely, beautiful little Edward farthing. The detail is absolutely stunning. I'm so happy that we returned here and found a medieval hammered coin. And this little baby one with this detail is absolutely fantastic. And I thought at one point we were never going to find it, but we did. And that is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to spin you around, we're going to do the outro, and then I will see you on another episode. Right guys, that's the end of the episode. I do apologise if you can hear any cars going past. I'm right at the side of the road. There's no way for me to move out of there. But thank you very much for joining me on this episode. We returned to the medieval market site and we found and hammered a little baby tiny farthing. So absolutely fantastic. Cannot complain whatsoever. I mean, my expectations were brought down because we were I was expecting to find multiple. Maybe a little too tad excited, but how can you complain when you return and you find a hammered in a place that really does need a good plough. If you haven't watched the previous episode when we're here where I found 6 hammereds over that weekend, that's just here, go and watch that now. Absolutely epic. And that is about it for this episode. As always, we are sponsored by Dragon Detecting, so for all your detector needs, to get you 10% off most items, that's their logo there, and you can use our code, which is AMD10, to get yourself that 10% discount. You can also use that code at RelicsMD and at Swing and Dig, so please visit those sites and take advantage of that 10% discount. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you've got this far and haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing so. It really does help my channel grow, and I want to continue making these episodes. I am heading towards the 1,000 mark, and my target is but to do that by Detector. So please subscribe if you haven't already. I've been Ads, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the field very soon.